Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I have a special video for you today. Today I'm going to be showing you a sword I got in one of my recent unboxings. Yeah, I'll go ahead and show you. So here we have I'll go ahead and explain in a second, but we have a nice hilt right here. Nice blade, comes to a fine point. For those who don't know, this type of sword is called a small sword, thrust centric, pretty much only thrust. It is also my favorite type of sword, and yeah, so here we have a hilt section, which I have almost with certainty. This is probably most likely from the 1700s, early, mid, late. I'm not entirely sure. This may be a Spanish hilt. They did, this grip here, right here, this is cast. So I've seen some evidence or examples from Spain, although I cannot identify 100% where this hilt comes from. But basically this sword is in two parts. We have the hilt from 1700s to early, mid, or late 1700s. That's probably where the hilt comes from. The blade, however, this is a flat blade. It is unlike a typical small sword blade, which I'll show you. By the way, everything on this back wall right here, this is all currently or will be for sale on my eBay and Etsy pages. I'll leave a link in the description so you can go check them out. But here's a typical small sword. It has a rounded section here, and then we have it's basically a triangle. The blade is a triangle. I don't know if you can see that, but most small swords are in this fashion. They have triangular sections, just like that. However, I'll just show you, this is a flat section, so which leads me to believe that this is a transitional rapier / small sword, whatever you want to call it, blade that was found, inherited, or bought, and then attached to this hilt. That is historical. Sometimes it does happen, and we see that on antiques. And I think that's the case in this one, because this blade, so I'll just go ahead and show you the blade right here. It says in, I think in, I can't make out the first two letters over here, but it says stam right here. I have no idea what that means. But on the reverse side, we have in Solingen. So Solingen, Germany is a well-known place in Germany, town that is well-known for manufacturing blades. I'm not too certain if they still manufacture blades, I could be wrong, but they did. And so, like I said, what I think we have here is an original transitional rapier small sword blade. Do I think this was a rapier blade? Not necessarily. If it was really professionally resharpened. The edges are not sharp, not at all. You can rub your finger on it. The tip is sharp, but as typical with small swords, you can't really find any small swords that can cut. You can, but they're hard to come by. But yeah, so what I'm thinking is that it's an original blade with a later hilt, basically, and that was done to follow more modern, appeals. People, the fashions changed, so what people would wear changed. But we see it in a lot of history. A lot of blades were, a lot of older blades were stuck on newer hilts because people thought that older blades were made better, or they just liked them better, and so yeah, I think that's what we got here. So I'll just show you some more details because this has sold and it is going to its new home, so it will no longer be with us. So I'm going to show you now. Gorgeous casting on this. It's really clean. It's really comfortable too. It's I have really large hands, and it is a little bit small for my hand. It's odd because depending on how it's made, some examples that are smaller fit better in my hand than some larger examples. But this one doesn't fit too well in my hand, but it is really comfortable. It's everything is smooth. Like I said, it's a cast grip, so I actually prefer that to wire wrapped grips, which are more common with small swords. So right here you see a wire wrapped grip right here, and I do not like them, I've discovered, because what happens is that the wire wrap over time comes apart, and then it starts to disintegrate before your very eyes, and it's not fun to handle. And I like to handle my swords. I'm into swords. I buy and sell antiques for that very reason, because I want stuff to move through my collections. I want to, I just want to handle old swords and kind of, see what's the best, I guess, what I like. So yeah, and then interestingly, this is a threaded peened pommel right here. This little screw section, that is the threaded nut, essentially, which I thought made this a more modern hilt, but that is actually something that isn't as modern as I thought, because there's stuff that's threaded that goes back to like 1700, and I never knew that. So yeah. The guard, there's no decoration on the guard, unfortunately, but that just means that it's shiny, which I like. There is a slight bend in the blade because this is a flat blade. You can kind of see it when I tilt it. Unfortunately, that's a standard of flat blades. The triangular blades, they're a lot harder to bend because they're a lot stiffer. That's why most small swords had it. You do have court swords and stuff, like I'll show you right here. You have court swords later on that were flat, but again, these are more standard to bending and stuff. So yeah, I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy your sword. I'll get this out to you as soon as possible. And please like, comment, subscribe for future videos. I'll be making videos on most of these, and I have plenty more. Some teases, I guess. We have a very unique, you saw this in one of the unboxings, but a very unique, possibly Matthew Bolton small sword. I'm still trying to get info on this, but yeah, this one is really cool. So stay tuned for that. Again, check me out on eBay and Etsy, and I will see you in the next video.